Alrighty everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be looking at a build revolving around rockets for Titans. Now this is thanks to our new exotic, Hazardous Propulsion. Now there's been a lot of Titan rocket builds out there, but here's my take on one. So let's start out with our abilities. First up, we have our super, Thunder Crash. Now this is just a great one-off super for some good single target damage, and really makes me feel like I'm channeling that rocket energy becoming the rocket. Next up, we're using Rally Barricade. Now it's been around as long as the game has, but let's not forget that it increases your weapon reload speed, stability, and range while you're standing behind it. You can have your choice of jump, and our melee, Shield Throw. Now this is a projectile melee that will grant some overshield for each target hit. You don't even have to kill the target. And for our grenade, we're going to be using Pulse Grenade. Just a great all-around nade that will damage targets in the radius over time. Now let's move over to our aspects, starting out with Drenger's Lash. Activate your barricade ability to create a ripple in reality that travels forward along the ground, suspending and damaging targets that it hits. So you'll see, because of our exotic, barricades are a huge part of our gameplay loop, so having an aspect that will allow us to send out a suspending wave is great. The wave goes right from where you place your barricade, like a wave frame grenade launcher. The suspending wave will also stun unstoppable champions, and defeating suspended targets will also spawn in a strand tangle. And for our next aspect, we're going to be using Diamond Lance. Shatter or defeat targets with abilities or stasis weapons to create a stasis lance. A light attack will throw the lance to freeze targets on impact, and a heavy attack will slam the lance to the ground to freeze targets in a small area. So, Diamond Lance is a great tool to control adds by freezing them. Now you can generate a Diamond Lance by suspending targets with your Drenger's Lash aspect. Just suspend them and defeat them while they are suspended to spawn in a Diamond Lance. The shatter from frozen targets will also stun unstoppable champions. Now let's move over to our fragments, starting out with Facet of Hope. While you have an elemental buff, your class ability regenerates more quickly. So we want our class ability up as much as possible, and having an elemental buff will help us get it back quickly. Elemental buffs, like from our shield throw, giving us an overshield and a way of getting amplified and radiant later. Next up, Facet of Sacrifice. While you have an arc, solar, or void buff, ability final blows grant bonus darkness transcendence energy. So again, by having a void overshield, being amplified or radiant, which we will have, our ability final blows will give us bonus darkness transcendence energy. It also gives us a plus 10 to our discipline stat. Next up, we have Facet of Devotion. Defeating targets afflicted with stasis or strand debuffs grant bonus light transcendence energy. So, via our Drenger's Lash suspending targets and our Diamond Lance freezing targets, defeating these afflicted targets will feed into our light transcendence energy, also giving us a plus 10 to our strength stat. Next up, we have Facet of Protection. While surrounded by combatants, you are more resistant to incoming damage. While Transcendent, the effect is increased. So, damage resistance is always a great thing for us to apply in our builds, and this just comes from being close to combatants, while also giving us a plus 10 to our strength stat. Next up, we have Facet of Dawn. Powered melee hits against targets make you radiant. Powered melee final blows make you and nearby allies radiant. So, now our melee will give us some overshield and radiant on target hits. You don't even have to defeat them. This fragment will also let us give radiant to nearby allies. Radiant is a keyword that allows us to stun barrier champions. However, it does take away minus 10 from your strength stat. And rounding it out, we have Facet of Dominance. Your void grenades weaken targets and your arc grenades jolt targets. So this will give our pulse nade some extra potency, with jolt being a keyword that will stun overload champions. However, it does take away minus 10 from our discipline stat. Now let's move over to our exotics, starting out with Yallarhorn. Our intrinsic, Wolfpack Rounds, reads, rounds split into tracking cluster missiles upon detonation. Our trait, Pack Hunter, reads, gain increased handling and reload speed when standing near allies. Firing this weapon also grants Wolfpack rounds to nearby allies wielding non-exotic rocket launchers. And our Catalyst not only increases the mag size, but allows final blows with Wolfpack rounds to spawn faster, more powerful missiles at a target's location. So, we all know Yallarhorn. If you don't have it, you're out of the LFG team. But here, we're using it for its add clear capabilities. Yallarhorn, while great for buffing your teammates' rockets, can also be great for clearing large rooms of enemies because of its Wolfpack round, and because of the buff that is given to the rocket via our next exotic, Hazardous Propulsion. Our trait, Danger Close, reads, weapon precision hits or final blows have a chance to load a kinetic Exodus rocket. Activating your class ability fires loaded Exodus rockets. Damaging targets with Exodus rockets temporarily increases the damage you deal with all other rockets. So yes, this will buff all rockets, including rocket sidearms, rocket launchers, and even the Wolfpack rounds from our Yellowhorn. You can load up to 6 Exodus rockets, and the more you land, the higher damage buff you are given to rockets, up to 35%. These kinetic rockets are great for damaging targets as they will track onto the nearest target they find. Now let's go over to some of our weapons, starting out with the Call. So, of course, we're going to want to use a rocket sidearm, and the Call is the obvious choice, with Strategist to give us class ability energy on kills and Golden Tricorn for an additional damage bonus. But I mentioned a way of getting amplified, and that is with this weapon, Non-Denouement. Really, any arc weapon will work, as you just need rapid arc final blows to become amplified. As for some of our seasonal mods, we're going to want to use Galvanic Armor for damage reduction while amplified, Radiant Orbs to make us radiant on Orb of Power pickups, and Shield Crush for bonuses to our melee and grenade while having certain elemental buffs, along with some others that are here. As for our armor mods, nothing really specific here, just mods that revolve around our class ability, like Dynamo in our helmet slot and Reaper in our class item slot. So, basically, we're using our non-denouement bow to get precision final blows to give us amplified and to load in Exodus rockets. Once we have 6 Exodus rockets, we will activate our class ability to send out a suspending wave and fire all of our Exodus rockets. Hitting targets with all 6 rockets will give both our Call rocket sidearm and our Yellowhorn a 35% damage bonus against all combatants, which we will then take advantage of. When we are out of class ability energy, we will use our Call sidearm with Strategist on it to give us class ability energy on final blows, as well as throwing out our melee to give us an overshield and radiant, which will allow our class ability to recharge faster thanks to having an elemental buff. Diamond Lances will spawn with ability kills, and feel free to pop Transcendence whenever you so choose. So that was the build, and if you want your build ideas to be featured in a future video, then be sure to leave them down in the comments below. But with all that out of the way, let's go right to the showcase. Alrighty, let's see what this build can do. Looks like I joined one in progress, but like right before it started. At least I think. Well, it looks like I thought correctly. Alright, let's start our shield. Boom. Radiant and overshield with a Diamond Lance here. Getting precision kills, because I'm good at that, I think.
Nope.
Whoops. Whoops. Boom. Ooh. Little objective. There we go. 2 hits. Boom. Class abilities are already back, so let's use it. Yeah. Champion. Let me see what I can do. Oh, well that'll work. Thankfully, that suspends that guy. Oh, shit. Don't use rockets at point blank ranges. Not a good idea. There's one brig, and I will kill the other one. What? Okay.
What?
I swear I was right on target with that. I swear I was right on target, and it slipped right through, bro. Well, you looking a bit down? Let's cheer you up, huh? Use that on you. Teleporting. Alright. You know, I'm very curious as to how you teleported from over there to the objective. Just like that. So, I can take this because you don't want to. And boom, that's how it's done. And there we go. Even the suspending wave didn't catch anyone. The rockets did. Let's also get some Transcendence going. Yeah. Because no one else had overload, and I used up my grenade and my bolt shot bow probably. Feel like here we'll just try and go for a quick boss kill. Boom. 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 And boom. Dead. Alrighty, everyone. That was the build. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you next time. Stay alrighty.